Hey, Brett here. Tonight I'm going to start. I'm already starting to shake here. I'm going to talk more how instead of why. So for shaking, feet are parallel, keeping my knees bent, and I'm sort of just bouncing in place. And you can jump in place, but honestly, this is going to get a lot of bang for the buck. Just something like this. But you don't need to do it for a little bit. Like maybe try it for maybe 1 or 2 minutes for real, and then see if you can, as you go further and further in time, relax more of your body so that more of your body is just sort of shaking. And then also you can maybe sort of sense your tension moving down. So as your intercostal muscles start to relax. So that's what you're striving for. Also, you're trying to work to get to the point where as you breathe in, your belly is expanding and you can sort of feel yourself relaxing in to your gut. And that's a sensation that hopefully you're able to feel. And what you're doing is you're stimulating your parasympathetic nervous system. Now there I go into what instead of how. But that's why we're doing it. We're relaxing. It's going to help us relax. It's going to help us balance. If you've had a long day, if your brain's all scattered like mine often is, this is a good way to sort of shake everything off from out there and get down to here. It's a good way to get into the moment. So here we go. Okay. Ooh, I'm tingling all over. That was really good. I'm not sure exactly how long I did it. Okay, now next thing I want to do is I want to just sort of roll the shoulders. Now, again, I'm not going to work directly on the neck generally. The one exception to that is when I'm strengthening it. But I'm going to work around the shoulders. And so one thing you can do is you can do this sitting or standing. I happen to be standing, so I'm going to do it standing. So let's roll our shoulders. So as big a shoulders as your circles as you can, just roll your shoulders forward and backward. Ooh, that's a nice couple of pops there on my right side. And then eventually reverse. And here's the thing, if you've got tension, and you almost certainly will, the slower you go, the more you can go through that tension. Slow is healing. So go slow through the crunchy stuff. And you might find that if you do that gently over time, it will get better. You're not going to get rid of the crunchies. If you have them now, you're going to have them forever. Okay, now another thing you can do is alternate. So almost like you're walking. And then the reverse. Okay. So now I want to loosen my arms. I'm going to make my feet a little bit wider than hip width. This is approximately a horse riding stance, but not really from Tai Chi, not from typical physical fitness. I'm just going to turn my waist side to side. Now I'm actually sort of starting this with my feet. I'm letting my arms flop. So if I just stop moving, I'm really trying to get it so that my arms are just like flopping. Practice relaxing your muscles. If you can relax your muscles, you're relaxing your mind. And I'm not meaning that metaphorically, I'm meaning that anatomically, neurologically. Now, there I'm going back into what? So, learn how to control your muscles. And one form of control is relaxing. Okay, now I'm going to work on some ankle strength here. This is primarily for balance. And you might choose to use some kind of wall support for this. I normally don't do that. I'm going to actually take off my glasses though. Okay, so I'm going to have my feet. It doesn't really matter because we're going to move our feet, but I'm going to take my right foot, move it 45 degrees. I'm going to step forward like so, and then I'm going to step on the outside of my foot. Now, I've gotten really good at doing this. I used to roll my ankles and it used to hurt, and now I can put a whole lot of pressure on this. It's been years. I've been doing this for years, but this is a really good pose. Now, this is part of it. This is good for your ankle, but the rest of it is for the side that's here. Put my hand behind my back, and then I'm going to take my other hand and I'm going to point it up and then down. I might actually try to bring my hands together, and then I'm going to twist and look over, or I'm going to lose my balance, and then I'm going to twist and look over my shoulder. There we go. So I'm getting some ankle stretching here and some twisting of the spine. Now I tend to lean in the direction I'm twisting, so I'm going to lean back or away from my twist, and I can get just a bit more twist in the spine there, and then come out really, really slow, really, really slow. Whew, okay. Now other side. So left foot out 45 degrees, right foot forward, out on the ankle. And then I'm going to take the right hand behind, maybe up a little bit. Left hand up, down, and then I'm going to twist over, look over my shoulder. And then I'm going to go against that. I'm going to lean away and then twist a little bit further. And I'm going to come out of that. So loosening up your shoulder, loosening up your spine. This is going to set you up for working between your shoulder blades and your trapezius muscles. At least that works for me. You know, your results may vary. Semi-similar required. All bodies are different and all that. All right, what did I plan? Okay. I'm going to do two more spine things. First one is simply twisting side to side, but I'm going to keep my head pointing forward. I'm going to start by twisting my whole midsection of my shoulder together, looking forward. You can do this nice and slow and hold a little bit, or you can go fast. Doesn't really matter. I mean, it does matter. Be careful with your knees here. It's easy to twist your knees a little bit. So, okay, now I'm going to twist my waist only, and my waist and hip rather, not my shoulders. Looking forward still. Now, same thing, except shoulders. Keep the waist in place. And then, of course, the last option is waists separate from shoulders. Waist and hips separate from shoulders while looking forward. I really like doing that. All right, now, last one. Sweeping leg, just because I like this twist. This is a big twist. Now, I generally get cut off here with this, so I'm going to do two things. One, give myself a little bit more. And I'm going to go at a slightly different angle. So to get started, I'm going to step behind, say, my left foot, behind my right foot. It doesn't have to be very far to start. And then I'm going to push my hands in the direction of my left foot. Now, it could be at 45 degrees, but if you have enough flexibility, you can keep going. And then I'm going to look in that direction. Now, I'm always going to be moving my hands in towards my middle. So right now, in towards my middle means I'm going to go well, I guess I'm going to go like this. So I'm going to go circle up into the middle. One, and then two, step, press, look, and then back into the middle. One, two, step, press, twist, look. Now I'm twisting, so I'm going to turn back a little bit and get a little further on my twist. Why not? I'm going to do that a few more times. If you want to make this a little more difficult, take slightly bigger steps. I don't think I can get my heel down there. Okay. All right. Now, next thing we do, I'm going to go ahead and sit for this one. Let's take this chair. Strengthening. I'm going to strengthen the neck a little bit. So for this one, I'm just going to simply press against my hand, and I'm going to do it for a count. I'm just going to count in my head. Okay, so here we go. So first I'm going to have my right hand on the right side. I'm going to press equally so I'm getting some tension. And when you do this, figure out where you're hitting. So let's see, just really quick. So this is hitting right back here on my left side. No surprise there. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and do this each side, up, down. You'll see. Well, not down, but up. And here we go. Okay, that was a 30 count. Okay, here we go. Next side. Same thing. Left hand, left side, pressing equally. I expect to feel some tension on my right side here. Okay, and here we go. All right. Now, front and back. I'm going to go ahead and do front first. Now, I'm going to use two hands because I want to do this symmetrically. I don't want to have. The thing is, if you get a habit of doing one side, what happens is you can tell this is not going to hit the same as this. So this is a bit awkward, but the symmetry bonus is absolutely worth it. So definitely use both hands for this one. On this side and this side, you're doing the same thing. It's symmetrical when you think about it. It's mirror symmetrical. But for this one, two hands. So and actually I'm going to do it this way because I can get this is fine. I'm just going to I want to have a symmetrical thing to push against. I can do this, for example. So in fact, here we go. Now I want to go a little bit higher. Got to get a good leverage. There, forehead's good. Okay, and the back. This is less awkward to hold. And here we go. Okay, now for the last one, I'm going to stand because I want to do this while incorporating the second bow from Tai Chi. I don't need those. So what I'm going to do is I'm first going to establish Wu Chi, at least the base. Now, really, what I'm going to do is I'm going to engage my ligaments. So I've got my feet hip widths apart. I'm actually gripping with my toes. And if you actually look at my channel, you'll see a number of times where I'm showing you how to stretch your toes so you can actually grip with your toes. I'm actually making like a suction cup with the 9 yang points of my feet. So the 5 toes, that's 5. Outside of the foot, 6. Front ball, the 2 on the front, 7, 8. Heel, 9. The yin part, the arch of the foot, that's where energy comes up, the bubbling well there. But that's what I'm doing. I'm making a suction cup with my feet, and then I'm keeping my knees slightly bent, and then I'm pushing my sacrum down, which is bringing my pelvis up, and that's engaging the ligamature. And then as I push my head up, that's engaging my spine. But now what I'm going to do here is I'm going to keep the feet here, and then I'm going to go ahead and push up. Here we go. I went just a touch longer, I think. Ooh, okay. I think, is that my plan? Oh, no, no. Okay, so now, one thing about doing that when you engage is the muscles around your neck like that. Holding for 30 seconds and let go, they're going to relax a little bit. So this is also going to both strengthen your neck, but it's also going to give you a little, it should give a little tension release, just a touch around your neck, which can often help. But the strength is good because if you have neck damage, the best thing you can do for that is to first work on balance so that you're not asymmetrical. So you don't do this, you do this or this. Balance is important. And then also strength, balance, strength, flexibility. Right. So that's the holy trinity of health. Well, and nutrition. All right. Now it's going to turn into a 5-part trilogy. All right. Anyway, so I've completely lost my train of thought. What the heck are we doing? Oh, yes. I really, I digress. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move my head side to side, up and down. What I'm going to do is I'm going to coordinate my eye and my head. So I'm going to actually start to look up, and then when my eye gets to the top as high as I can get, I'm going to follow the eye up. And then I'm going to pause. I'm going to start to look down, and then as my eye gets here, I start to follow the eye looking down. So you're coordinating the movement of your head with your eye. Now, if you want, you can also inhale as you look up. Inhale. Exhale. Start to look down. Inhale. Exhale. But if you don't want it, you can just look up and down. That's the with the breathing and the coordination, that's full on qigong. But right now, I'm just sort of working my neck. Now, same thing side to side. So I'm going to look to the right, and when I've got my eyes as far to the right they want to go, I continue. Look to the left, and then follow the eye. Look to the right, follow the eye, etc. Okay, now, same thing, circles. This is harder to do, and you might get dizzy doing this, so don't be afraid to hold on to a chair or a wall. And I'm hearing, I have no pain in my neck at all, but there's almost not a single place in the circle I'm making where I'm not hearing some kind of crinkling noise. So I've got the crinkles, the crunchies, whatever. They're not popping, so that's good. So I've got neck damage, and I used to get migraines all the time and headaches. And it was related to inflammation because of bad diet, and then also really problematic neck damage. Well, I've solved the diet and nutrition part a little bit, mostly, and then strength and balance. All right. Now, since I've done this compression of the spine, I want to do the reverse, and I'm going to do that with a forward fold. From a neck perspective, if all you want to do is hit your neck, so I'm going to stand. In fact, you could even do this sitting, but I'm going to stand with my feet. It doesn't really matter, but a hip width apart is fine. I'm going to bend deep. I'm going to put my forearms here. And then what I'm doing is I'm just going to sort of drop my head. And right there, I'm getting a nice stretch all the way to about the thoracic. So about to here. Now, if you're able to, you can reach down and pet the kitty at your feet and allow your whole spine to just extend and relax. And don't worry about your legs. If you want to involve your legs, you're probably going to feel this. If you stay here long enough, you'll start to feel some shaking. You're getting a decent stretch in your hamstrings and also maybe your calves, less your calves, a little bit your calves. And you might accentuate that by straightening your legs a touch, but you do want to keep a bend in them. Now, there's a principle in the practice, and it's called breathe to relax. And we try to sort of just stay in place. And we're not sort of bouncing. We're just sort of relaxing. And I'm petting the kitty. This is still relaxing, but it is moving me a little bit. That's okay. If you're able to balance in place and allow this to move you a little bit, that's fine. There are many poses where I'm unable to pet the kitty because either I'm just too darn stretched at the moment, or he's out of reach, or he's moving too much, or something along those lines. So, you may be able to, maybe not. The only way to know is to try. So try and play, but be careful. So now, that change I just made, I've got a lot more engagement in my hamstrings on the outside, right here, both sides. Now, Katie, you gotta stop petting me for a second. Stop. No, stop. Sorry. Seriously, dude. Thank you. Okay. Now, I didn't do that for very long. That's fine. Mostly, I wanted that as a counter to what I had just done to my spine. So, the big thing I'm going to do tonight is splits. But I need to get set up. So, I'll be back in a few minutes. All right. I think I need the back pillow. I wonder. Let's see how this is going to work. That's fine. That'll do. There we go. Mm. Mm. Ah, yeah, that was pretty good. My. All right. Same thing. Other side.